Welcome to Module Legends!
Hello everyone, this is your Science 5 second quarter, Module 7 with the title, Protecting the Nurseries of the Sea. And I'm your voice-over, Ma'am J.R. Akayan Pendon. The Philippines, our own country, is composed of 7,641 islands. Most of the communities in the islands are located near freshwater and saltwater ecosystem. So if you're going to look at the location of our country, napapaligiran tayo ng water. We have learned from the last module about estuaries and intertidal zones. So estuaries and intertidal zones are challenging environments. They are homes to different types of fish, shellfish, aquatic plants, and animals. They are life-supporting habitats called the nurseries of the seas. The protected waters provide vital nesting, breeding, and feeding habitats for different types of plants and animals. Aside from their scenic beauty that supports the economy because of tourism and recreational opportunities, the estuarine ecosystem also protects the residential areas surrounding them from strong storms. They fill up the excess water to prevent floods in nearby communities. So aside sa magandang scenery or location or yung lugar ng estuaries and intertidal zones that invites people, tourism, okay? Yung estuarine ecosystem natin, during the time of storms, so yung mga excess water from the river system and other water systems, usually sa kanila napupunta. So floods are prevented because of the estuaries. We have learned that there are plants and animals in the estuaries. Organisms living in estuaries, such as plants and oysters, filter out sediments and pollutants from rivers and streams before they flow into the ocean, providing cleaner waters for humans and aquatic life. So aside from breeding ground ng animals and some plants, yung estuaries para siyang strainer. Okay? So, mas malinis na water nagfo-flow sa ocean. To sustain these functions, estuaries need our care and protection. The increasing population and human activities upset the natural balance of the ecosystem. We must protect and conserve these ecosystems in order to preserve them for future generations. So, what are the importance of estuaries and intertidal zones? First, it provides food for birds, fish, and other wildlife. So, nurseries of the seas siya. So, merong mga available food for birds, fish, and other wildlife sa estuaries. Second, it serves as habitat to different kinds of plants and animals since may mga possible na creatures na tumira sa estuaries. Third, it protects land areas from storm surge, flooding, and erosions. So during the time of storms, excess water usually flows into the estuaries. Fourth, it filters out sediments and pollutants. So nagiging strainer ang estuaries bago tuluyang mapunta yung water. So there's a cleaner water in the ocean and into the freshwater streams. So it provides food, clean water, and source of income to people living in the community. Nakakapag-provide ng trabaho yung estuaries dun sa mga malalapit na nakatira doon. Kasi nga, breeding ground siya, so may mga fishes and food na available sa estuaries. And lastly, it provides places for human recreational activities such as boating, swimming, and fishing. Since estuaries is in between the freshwater and saltwater, there are different activities na pwedeng gawin dun sa lugar na yon. Since estuary and intertidal zones are important, how can we conserve and preserve the zones? So these are some of the tips and recommendations. First, make your home estuary friendly by conserving water. So yung pagtitipid natin ng water sa bahay, we didn't know, pero we are actually helping the zones, the intertidal zones and estuaries na magkaroon ng mas malinis na tubig kapag nagpo-flow na sa kanila. Next, dispose waste materials and chemicals properly. Any substance that goes down the drain flows into a body of water that affects aquatic plants and animals. Tandaan natin, anumang basura na hindi natin tinapon ng maayos may affect the water system na meron tayo. Ang basurang napadpad sa water system natin will actually affect us. So, ang pagtatapon ng basura is always into proper place dapat. Third, minimize the use of fertilizers and pesticides in your garden. Minimize, bawasan. Okay? Ang paggamit ng fertilizers and pesticides sa garden. Kasi, tandaan natin, itong mga to, kapag ka diniligan natin or umulan, yung kanilang mga chemical content ay nadadala din sa water and gradually will mix into the water system. Fourth, pick up animal feces to prevent it from flowing to water drainages. Feces contain bacteria and other unhealthy organisms. Kung meron kang aso, pusa o anumang hayop, hindi po dapat itinatapon ang dumi nila sa mga drainage na maaaring daluyan ng water. Tandaan natin, ang water system natin ay pabalik-balik lamang. So, yung bacteria and other unhealthy organisms na meron sa dumi ng hayop, pag nahalo sa tubig, will actually affect the clean water. Okay? Fifth, help grow native plants and trees to prevent sediments deposit into bodies of water as a result of erosion. So, magtanim tayo ng plants and trees kasi it prevents erosion. Yung prevention ng erosion na yon would actually prevent yung deposit ng sediment sa bodies ng water. So, mas nape-preserve yung mga yon sa lupa. Kasi nga, naiiwasan natin ang erosion. And number 6, volunteer in a cleanup drive to pick up trash. Since today is pandemic, these days are pandemic, we cannot go out, children should not go out, and you can't go on a volunteer work, maybe, yung simpleng pagtatapon mo lang ng basura or pagpulot ng basurang nakakalat at ilagay sa tamang basurahan ay isang malaking bagay. And we're done. So the basic components lessons for Module 7 has been discussed. And now it's your time to try to answer the module activities. Make sure you have contacted your science teacher about the activities to be done in your Module 7. That ends your Science 5 second quarter, Module 7, Protecting the Nurseries of the Sea, the last module for your science second quarter. And I'm still your voiceover, Ma'am JR Akayan Pendan. See you on the third quarter modules. Goodbye.